Hey Vineyard, so we're in a sermon series called When Jesus Entered My World, and we promised to record 3 interviews with people in our church that are sharing with you how Jesus entered into their world. And today we're going to listen to Kirsten's testimony, and she's actually someone that became a Christian, in our church through coming to Vineyard Groningen for a long time and discovering more about Jesus and becoming part of our community, and at some point made the decision, I want to become a Christian. And so I'm very excited to introduce this interview to you. So enjoy watching it, enjoy listening to it, and be inspired. Hey Kirsten, thank you so much for agreeing to this interview. Thanks for inviting us to your home. And how would you finish the sentence? What happened when Jesus entered your world?
When Jesus entered my world, I think I saw small things change in my life.
Okay.
I saw things happening that I was like, wait, what?
What was that?
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? You know, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And also within myself, small things changed. My attitude towards some things changed. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So take us back a little bit to how you became a believer. Where did that start?
I don't think there's one place where it really started.
Mm-hmm.
I came to Vineyard, I think 2 years ago.
Nice.
People invited me to come, and I was like, yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Ever been to a church before?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, when I was younger, I used to play the flute, and we performed in church, but not really church related like that. Yeah.
No.
But I don't know. There was something in me that was very interested in, hey, what's going on here? At that moment, I was also looking for deeper friendships, deeper conversations, and I think the first time I came to Vineyard, that's what happened. You know, I talked to someone. It was a nice conversation about life, about like difficult stuff, and I liked that. So like, can I come again next week?
Wow.
And so from that point on, I went every Sunday.
You became a regular visitor.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it just the people, or was there something else about the church services that drew you in? What was it that was the biggest pull for you?
I think in the beginning it was a connection with people and the openness, and I had a certain image of churches, and it was completely different from Vineyard, and I just felt very welcome, and the teaching was very understandable, which I also liked, because then I thought, oh, I can actually get something out of this because I understand what's going on.
You don't feel like an outsider.
Exactly, and it's easy to understand, and that made me learn more, I think, than when it's all, very difficult. And I like the singing together. I always like the feeling of choirs, and I don't know, it moves me. And so
that was the biggest draw in. And when did you start to really kind of understand more about who Jesus is and started kind of developing a personal relationship with him?
I think that it took a long time. I would say it was only this year, Corona time, surprise, that I really started to develop my relationship with Jesus. But last year I traveled quite a lot, so I went to different churches also when I was traveling, and I went to Cape Town, and I googled Vineyard Church Cape Town. I just went to the one that was nearest to where I stayed, and it was wonderful. I came there, and after the service 2 girls came up to talk to me. They were like, hey, so where are you from? I'm like, it's a small city, in the Netherlands, you probably won't know it. And they said, well, maybe we do. And I said, well, it's Groningen. Apparently they stayed in Groningen for like half a year.
Wow.
They went to Vineyard. They knew all the people that
No
I knew
way.
from Vineyard. And I was like, what's happening here, you know? So that was one of the moments that I really started to become more interested in, hey, what's happening here? And also starting to wanting to learn more about Jesus. So I started to watch Christian movies, Christian series, read Christian novels, because I mean, I tried to read the Bible, but it was so like...
That was a bit overwhelming still?
Yeah. And through reading novels and the series and the movies, it was a bit more like my level of understanding.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And so how did you move towards really a decision to give your life to Jesus, to really surrender to Him?
It was actually a feeling of, because a lot of stuff happened in the past. I mean, I didn't always have a great time, and I didn't really feel well all the time. And then 2019 was already a great year, and great things happened. And so I was like, 2020 is going to be my year,
Famous last words.
Yes, exactly. And then with New Year's, actually, I started the new year with a candle and with a prayer.
Right.
I'm saying like, Jesus, I'm giving my life to you right now. So I was like, 2020 is going to be the year that I, celebrate becoming a Christian.
Yeah.
And
but there was a very personal, intimate moment.
Yes.
Just you, no one else.
Yes.
And it really was your decision.
Yeah. I wanted to, because it was a year of so many slight changes, and you'll hear the stories of other people who had like this great vision of like, wow, I'm a Christian now, I mean, that really didn't happen to me, but I wanted to mark it sort of, to be like, hey, from now on I'm going to tell people, so I'm a Christian.
That's so beautiful.
So that is going to be 2020.
It comes differently to everyone. Everyone's story, I mean, everyone's life story is different, and the way that people come to a moment of decision and what that looks like always looks different. And this one sounds a lot like you, like what fits you. And it's beautiful. And so how did your life change, let's say in the last 2 years? How has your life been changed? What have you found?
It's funny, because I wouldn't say my life changed a lot, but then in the same time it changed a lot, I don't know, it's just that feeling of the smaller, more important things that changed. For example, my confidence changed, the feeling of, hey, I don't have to do life alone anymore. I don't have to take on every battle myself. I don't have to worry so much about other people and having the feeling of, but what can I do? And I feel so hopeless and so like, but having the confidence of, hey, Jesus will also take care of them, and they're also safe there, and so it was a lot more rest in that, I guess.
What do you envision now for the future? Because this all happened quite recently, in the last 2 years. I would say it's a story that's still unfolding. Like, what do you expect or hope for in the coming years in your journey with Him?
Ooh, a big question. This is one of the most difficult questions, actually, because last year I got a job in South Africa, and because of Corona, it's now gone. There's no job waiting for me there anymore. So I always envisioned myself moving to South Africa, and it's not going to happen. I know this. Maybe, we never know.
Someday
but
in the
for
future,
now,
perhaps.
I can't keep waiting for that. So basically, everything is open. And I just hope that this change that is happening from the inside out is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I feel like it's this snowball effect that it just moves on, and hopefully at some point it will also move outside, that I can, you know, tell my family more about it and my friends, and of course I'm already doing that, but more, you know, carry my faith with pride and you know, I really hope that. And I mean, I always wanted to change the world, you know. I guess it's my generation, but I feel like that there is a great purpose for me, also in work life and stuff like that, which is yet to be found, but I trust so much that it will be fine, that I'm not scared that it will go wrong, or that nothing will come up, or I just trust that
someone supporting you, cheering you on, with you all the time.
And preparing me also, because, you know, right now it's also not the best time, of course, but it's all in preparation of what is to come, and to have that perspective really helped me to be calm in the moment, and have hope also for the future, you know. It's something great will come. And I trust that, and that's fine, and
so good. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, and it's great to be witness of what's happening, and I guess I can speak for the whole of Vineyard, that we're so excited that we were the place where this story could unfold, where this happened, that we were able to be the community that could welcome you, and where you found a life with Jesus, and that's so beautiful. So thank you so much for sharing this.
You're welcome.